Hey folks, welcome to another video, Life of a Single Man. Now, I been meaning to make this video, but when I made my first video, I just wanted to see how it would do. And, I came back to see how the channel was going, and I noticed I got a couple of subscribers. And I think for those of you that have subscribed to the channel, I thank all of you for subscribing. I appreciate the support. And for those that have left a comment in the comment section, again, thank you for your support. I appreciate it. And I got this, I got my, well, I don't know, this is going to be my second or my third video, because I just got done doing another video that will also go on this channel. But anyways, this video is going to be about 5 reasons why I choose to be single. The last video, as you guys realize, is 5 reasons to stay single. Now, I'm going to give you guys 5 reasons why I choose personally to stay single. I think I got 5 reasons here. Yeah, I got 5. And these reasons are in no particular order, but let's start with reason number 1. I'm in between occupations. Now, what do I mean by I'm in between occupations? This is what I mean. Now, for starters, I do work a full-time 9-to-5 job. And I also do my thing here on YouTube. I got this channel that I just started, and then I got my other channel called Andrew's Life. If you want to check me out over there, go ahead and do so. It's basically a traveling channel where I've traveled to different parts of the United States. So check me out over there. But now right now I do maintenance work here in Indiana for a warehouse. And the reason why I say that I'm between occupations is because now the company I work for, they're all right, they're cool. The pay is decent, but I'm not sure that I want to stay in Indiana. I have another place down in Alabama, which I would have, my plan was, you see, what happened was I bought a house here in Indiana during the summer. This house was a fairly decent price. I liked the community, so I purchased it. Now, my plan was to only be here in Indiana during the summer months to give myself a break from the heat down in Alabama. Now, unfortunately, I was unable to find the type of work that I felt was going to pay me enough in Alabama. But however, I was able to find the type of work that paid half decently here in Indiana. It took me only a day to find that job. So I decided, at least for now, to stay here in Indiana and work this job and, get my money back up. But, I've been kind of toying around with a few ideas in my mind of how I was going to be able to get myself back to Alabama. What I mean by that is get a job down there, move back down to Alabama. And at this point, I'm leaning towards moving back to Alabama full time and selling the house I have up here. Because, I've never been a fan of cold weather. I miss the sun. I miss the warmer weather. And I also miss having the ability to just, if I want to go to the beaches on the Gulf of Mexico, I can just make a short hour and a half drive down there, and there I am. So I miss all that. And plus, I would like to start a mini garden to where I can grow some of my own fruits and vegetables. And the growing season down there is a lot longer than it is here in Indiana. And I just rather be down there for a time than up here. 'Cause I figure if I have to pick a place for a time to live, I'd rather be down there. And also housing prices, everything that pertains to housing, like homeowners insurance, property taxes, home repairs, all that is increasing like crazy, as many of you realize. So I don't really want to have the financial burden of maintaining two houses. I'd rather just have one house and, call it a day. So I'm thinking if I go back to Alabama, obviously I'm going to have to get a job down there, and it might be in a different occupation. And I might have to maybe, I don't know, go to school and pursue a new skill. I don't know. I'm still thinking about it. So that's why I consider myself to be between occupations. And I don't think it's good for someone who's between occupations to be out here dating. I mean, I know for me, I feel a lot better about myself and about life when I'm on solid grounds when it comes to the work that I desire to do. But that's me. And I mean, that's me. And I also realized that Alabama's pay is different than Indiana. Indiana pays a little better than Alabama. So there's a chance that if I take a job down there, the pay might be lower. And as many of you guys realize, dating does cost money. So I don't want to, I want to make sure that my finances are on point before I start dating again. Now, reason number 2 is financial. Am I broke? I'm not broke. But do I have the money that I desire? No. I mean, I'm an average person. I mean, that's what I can put. I'm an average person. Now, I would like to increase the amount of money that I have set aside in reserves. Like, like FU money. So if I'm at a job and I don't like it, I can just walk off and, it's like, hey, whatever. I can walk off and not have to worry about working for a good 3 to 6 months. Or if something happens to where I have to replace my vehicle, anything to do with home repairs. I mean, the amount of money I got set aside right now in reserves is not near what I would feel comfortable having. And I like to have that on point before I start dating. Now the third one is between residency. Between residents. Now technically, I'm a resident of Alabama. I have not changed my license plates or my ID cards. Everything is Alabama. Because to be quite frank, I do not intend to be in Indiana for much longer. Now that could always change. But as it stands right now, I'm making plans, at least in my head, to put this house on the market, the house I have up here in Indiana, and to go back to Alabama. And then I'm thinking with the money that I got on this house, I get from this house, I can go back to Alabama. Even if I have to work a lower paying job down there, for the time being until I build my YouTube following up or do whatever it is I choose to do in addition for money, I can work a lower paying job down there and I'll still be fine financially. Because I'll have a much larger nest egg in reserves for the what ifs and the oh shits and the FU moments. So, and also when it comes to dating, I don't want to date somebody here in Indiana and then 2 months later, you know what? I'm going to sell my house up here. I'm going to Alabama. And if me and old girl establishes any type of meaningful connection, it's going to kind of mess all that up. She might get to feeling some kind of way, you know what I'm saying? So I don't want to do that to anybody. And I don't want to do it to myself, to be quite frank. Because I might meet someone and she might be like, nah, man, I ain't going to Alabama with you. I'm staying here in Indiana. My family here. So I'm not trying to do all that. That's too much. My next reason why I'm single is because time needed for self-care. Now, this is something that a lot of men tend not to think about too much for themselves. I mean, it's easy for men to come up online and critique women. Oh man, she needs to lose weight. She needs to get rid of her attitude. And for the black women, oh man, they need to wear their natural hair and blah blah blah, this and that and the third. See, I try to be logical on this channel. I try to keep it real with you fellas and keep it real with myself. Now, what I mean by self care is, well, I'm overweight. I mean, I would say quite truthfully, I need to lose a good 50 to maybe 70 pounds. Now, I just started going back to the gym a couple of days ago. I haven't been at the gym on a regular basis in over 6 months. And during that time, I've been eating whatever. I haven't been taking care of my body the way I should. So I'm back to eating like I got some sense again. I'm back, I just got back at the gym. So I need to take this time, lose the weight, eat better, and just be a healthier person. And with me being between occupations and also being between residents in terms of where I'm going to end up living in the long run, I mean, that tends to, and also my finances not being where I feel they need to be, that also plays a little on my mental health. My mental health right now is not to where I feel I would be a good candidate to be out here dating. So, that's another reason why I choose to be single. Self-improvement. Now, the next reason is, and this is going to go out to you ladies out there. Some of you are going to get into your feelings, and if you do, I'm cool with that. It is what it is. But another reason is, dating is complicated. What do I mean by dating is complicated? Well, I wrote down a few examples here, and I'll elaborate on them briefly. The first one is, there's a lot of you ladies out here that say you're single, and you're really not single. I'll give you guys an example. There is a woman who I met at the laundromat in Alabama. And, she seemed like a nice lady. She looked all right. We started talking. And then we exchanged phone numbers. So, I meant to call her, but I never did call her. I mean, that whole entire week went by. I didn't call her because I was busy. I was busy just doing other stuff. I just didn't have time. So I popped in the laundromat the following week, and I see her, and I'm saying, hey, how you doing? All that basic shit. And then all of a sudden, I see this guy walking behind her. And I was like, who the fuck is he? So I don't say nothing. I'm like, okay, this is a little suspect here. She told me she was single. So I was thinking, okay, well, maybe he might walk out. Maybe he might leave, and then I can ask her what's going on. Well, he never did leave. I mean, he went out, got some more laundry, came back in, and those two were together the whole time. So, I ain't trying to be causing no issue. I don't know who this man is. I'm not trying to get shot. I'm not trying to have no static, so I leave it alone. So I thought about calling her later. It's like, nah, I'm not even going to call her, man. Fuck all that. Because I don't know if he'll answer, then he's going to get to tripping. I ain't fucking with that. So, another week goes by, because I go to a laundromat once a week. So another week went by, and I saw her by herself. And I finally asked her, I mean, what's the deal? I mean, you told me you were single. I saw you with that fella. So what's the deal? And then she was like, well, that's my best friend. It's like, so you and your best friend are doing laundry together? You're riding in the same vehicle? And she tried something, yeah, I've known him since we didn't grow up together, we were this and that and the third. And, I don't consider myself to be an idiot. I mean, I got a little bit of game. I know what it is. So I'm telling her, it's like, man, listen, man, we're gonna nip it right in the bud. Man, I know you and him, y'all together. It is what it is. It's all good. But don't lie to me about that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to get shot. I don't know who he is. So I told her, well, since you two are together, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm gonna leave you all alone. I'm not calling you, and please don't call me. And it's like, well, okay, if you want to be like that, say, yeah, I'm gonna be like that because I don't know who he is, and I'm not getting shot over no dumb shit because you want to lie to me about some shit. So y'all do what you do, and be good. So, we kill that shit. We quit talking to each other. And then about a month later, she came to my table. I was folding my linen. You know what I'm saying? And she finally, she told me, oh yeah, that's my boyfriend. It's like, yeah, I knew. I've been knowing. It's like, you ain't tell me nothing new, man. Get the fuck out of here. So, yeah. And then my second, now under the dating is complicated point, the second point is unaddressed past issues. What do I mean by unaddressed past issues? Again, this goes out to you ladies. Now, some of you ladies, you've been in bad relationships. You may have been in a relationship where your man done slapped you around and whooped your ass and did all kinds of crazy shit to you. Maybe you were raised rough. Your father done abused you. And I've dated women that were in those type of situations before. And I know there's a lot of you women that have been in those kind of situations, but you tend to take your anger and frustrations on the wrong men. Like, you might come to a man like me who ain't done shit to you, and you take it out on men like us, as opposed to A, taking it out on the men who actually hurt you, and B, perhaps seeking some professional help to help you cope with what you've been through. But many of you women, you don't bother to take the proper measures to heal yourself. You don't bother to seek professional help. A lot of y'all will just take you'll just take your situation and you'll put it on me. Like, if you're angry over it, you'll put it on men like myself. Men that had nothing to do with your situation. So that's what I mean by unaddressed past issues. And then, again, this goes out to you ladies. Ridiculous expectations. And again, I first learned about these on social media, and I was thinking, okay, these women are just playing games. They don't really mean this shit. And then I started hearing some of these expectations from women in real life that I've worked with or I've overheard talking to the other females in the laundromat. What do I mean by ridiculous expectations? Here's what I mean. There's a lot of you women out here that, you ain't gonna date no man unless he's 6 foot tall, making 6 figures, and that type of stuff. He's gotta be 6 feet tall. He's gotta be 6 figures. He's gotta have a 6-pack. That's the other 6. And then there's a 4th 6, which I'm not gonna say it on this video because I'm trying to keep it somewhat clean. But you got a lot of the women out here that look for at least the 3 6s. 6 feet, 6-pack, 6 figures. And most men do not have any of the above. And for those of you that are looking for a black man, if you're looking for a black man that makes 6 figures and is 6 feet and has a 6-pack, you're describing the upper, I would say, 1 to 5% of all black men. Even if you're open to date men of other races. if you're looking for a man that's 6 feet, 6 pack, 6 figures, even if you're open to date a man of other races, you're still describing a man that's going to be of the upper 10%. And the funny thing is, a lot of you women that say that you will only date those kind of men are the very same women that gave your goods up to Pookie and Ray Ray and Bubba and gave them all children. The most viable thing, the most viable asset that you can give somebody is another life, is your body. But, you know, Pookie didn't have nothing. Bubba didn't have nothing. They're all broke. You know, some of them probably were, you know, done spent their life in and out of prison, sold illegal products on the corner, but you still gave your goods to those men. So for whatever reason, things with those fellas didn't work, and now you're back on the dating market, and now all of a sudden you think you deserve a man that's got all the sixes, and you're not going to settle for nothing less. And if a man who's decent approaches you, he may not have all the sixes. He's just a decent human being who works a regular 9 to 5. A lot of you women are going to either A, you're going to treat him poorly, or B, you're going to play all kind of games. You're going to play all kind of games. And then there's some of you women out here, you know, there's also many of you women out here that you say you want to have a good man in your life, but you really don't. Like, you know, this kind of goes back to the unaddressed past issues. There's a lot of you women that have dated men that were toxic, for the lack of better terms. And you don't want those kind of men no more. You're looking for a good man, so you get a good man, and then you treat him like shit. And I'm going to be honest. Have I been in that type of a situation before? To where I dealt with a woman that wanted one thing, and then when I gave her that, she on some other shit. I've been through that before. And that's how I can, you know, and that's why I speak on it. So those are my 5 reasons. So we're about 23 minutes into the video. I don't want to make this video too terribly long. But those are my 5 reasons why I choose at this point to remain single. Hopefully you guys got something out of this video, and feel free to leave comments below. And if you want to help me out, all you gotta do is give videos like this a thumbs up. If you have not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do that, because I will be putting out many more videos that, you know, that are logical. And on this channel, I don't really get into the whole red pill, blue pill, purple pill rhetoric. I just, you know, I'm not gonna be getting into a bunch of name calling. I'm just gonna you know, keep it logical on this channel. I'm gonna give what I feel is logical advice for you men out there. And on that note, you guys stay blessed, and I'll catch you on the next one.